Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Immediately Sierra. Welcome back if you've been here before. I have been away. A girl's been struggling. Life be life, and that's just, it's what happens, right? That's okay. That makes total sense for this current video to be on a very specific topic. It took me talking to mentors, other creators. It took me talking to my therapist to really hone in what has really been stopping me to go full throttle with my social media. I just thought I was not motivated, or maybe I was just lazy, or it was just all these different excuses because I just really couldn't figure out what it was. Okay, tell me if you can relate to this. Okay, have you ever been about to post something or do something creative or performative and you get this little knot in your stomach? It's stopping you, or maybe you do it anyway, but after you post it, you're just got all this anxiety and everything. So according to my therapist, I have a fear of being seen, which is bananas to me because the whole thing of me wanting to be a social media creator, content creator, influencer, personal brand, all these things literally involves me being seen. So I was that doesn't really make sense because I need to be seen. So I can have a fear of being seen. It just doesn't click, right? But it started to make total sense because I do get nervous when I'm about to post something, or sometimes not even posting. It's just shooting it or having the idea, and then all this anxiety sets in. I apparently have this fear of being seen, and I know I can't be the only one out there. Hopefully this video can help some of you pinpoint what's going on, what's stopping you from achieving whatever that dream is, because it might not be social media, it might not be content creation, but if it's something that involves you being seen, you could really get behind on the thing that you want for yourself, being the best version of yourself and whatever that means for you. That's what this video is going to be about. So what is the fear of being seen? Is the anxiety or discomfort you feel when you express yourself publicly, when you're open to criticism and negativity, particularly when you're being creative. We're very vulnerable. Social media is a creative outlet. So imagine exposing your soul and then not knowing how it's going to be received, or having experience exposing your soul and it hasn't been received with love and light. It's messed you up mentally. It's messed you up spiritually, emotionally. That's what the fear of being seen is. And that is what I've been working on. And that's what this video is going to be about. So we're going to go over where this came from. We're going to go over the impact of that fear. And we're also going to go over how to get over it. When it first started, it didn't look like how I thought it was going to look. But I have specific memories of when I would want to do things like plays, or if I have any sort of public event, things that people can come view me being vulnerable, and I wouldn't tell people. I really wouldn't tell people if I had a play or something like that. That kind of started when I got to LA. I don't think I was ever really like that in high school or college. When I was also performing, I noticed that I do much better in front of strangers that I don't know versus people who do love and support me and who don't make me feel bad. It's very strange. Kind of started when I got to LA because I used to be so outgoing and so just I'm going to reach my dreams, I'm going to be a Hollywood star, just all these things. And at some point, life just started beating me down. I just became afraid, this fear. And when it came to social media, looking at people on social media who already are doing it, who have already gotten to a certain point, and me trying to get to that point, it was this fear of being seen trying. That made it harder for me to do social media because I feel if it didn't look like whoever the next person was, and it wasn't good enough, and then I would be judged and criticized and humiliated. And there's also been times to where I have had my version of a viral post. I mean, viral for me is 500,000 views. For some people it's 10 million, but for me it was a big deal. Having certain viral videos and then seeing the comments and so much negativity, and I'm I wasn't even thinking twice about this video, it being controversial or anything. Sometimes it's just fun. And then people would just be so negative in these comments. And I'm oh my God, what is going on? Why are people so mean? That can seriously outweigh the people who are very supportive. It seems those who are supportive can be overshadowed by the critics. When it comes to the fear of being seen, there's a lot of outside factors, inside things too, but that's what we're gonna go over, okay? Welcome to Immediately Sierra again. So first you need to talk about where it comes from. There are common experiences that unite a lot of us on this planet, things that we've gone through in our childhood or in our adulthood. Negative experiences like bullying, criticism, humiliation, the majority of the planet have gone through those emotions, okay? And those little things that happen through our life, those are the things that form our personalities. It forms like how we think about things. It forms how we move forward in the world. Another thing is the perfectionism. I personally have been bullied, criticized, humiliated, and I can think of multiple different examples throughout childhood or high school or college. When those things happen, they tend to stick with us, especially if we don't have the right outlets, if we don't have the right support system. Not everybody goes to therapy. That's not a thing in a lot of cultures. As an adult, we all should probably go to therapy and work through our things, but that's not something that you're like thinking about. You don't go to your parents like, I need to go to therapy. But we have counselors that we went to in school for whatever reasons. Those negative experiences for me have contributed to my fear of being seen, because there's times when I have let myself fully be seen, vulnerable. It felt like the biggest mistake. Not every time, obviously, because I'm still here doing this and I try to focus on the good times, but there's definitely been times where I was like, it makes you regret it, and it can really leave a mark on your soul when it's not received the way that you want it to be received. That is one of the main things that has made it hard for me in social media world. If something does not look perfect, I just cannot put it out. It's really bad. I got to a certain point to where I got so sick of overthinking, being in my head about things, and my perfectionism. I was just over all of it. And one day I was like, you know what? We're just going to do it messy. Do it messy on purpose. But when it comes to your background, how you look, sometimes you just need to focus on the message that you're trying to put out into the world, and not all of these things. The perfectionism that we've placed on ourselves, other people have placed on us, whether it be parents or friends or role models. We're like, well, they're perfect, I have to be perfect. It's not the case. That can also lead to the fear of being seen, because you feel like you don't measure up. If you don't have your P's and Q's together, you're like, there's no point in me even doing this because it's going to be ridiculous and I'm not going to embarrass myself. Perfectionism, another big one of where all this fear of being seen comes from. And then lastly, cultural and social pressures. We've all felt peer pressure, okay? No one is exempt. Either you were feeling it or you were giving it. Okay, this peer pressure to conform to certain beauty standards and success standards or behavior. Again, for myself, I definitely felt like if I wasn't doing something the way my favorite influencer does it, then it's wrong. And that is not the case. I don't have to have my hair a certain way. Yes, my nails are kind of done, but I cut this one, There's so much imperfection going on. This pressure to conform to what a YouTuber is supposed to do is it's not helping me move forward. And I was over it. So you might feel like if you don't look a certain way, you can't go on camera, which is ridiculous, because these days people want people who look imperfect. People are sick of everything that's aesthetically pleasing, and people want things that are raw and dirty, not just picture perfect. Pressures from society or culture is another thing that contributes to our fear of being seen. With all that in mind, I try to keep these things on top of mind when I am trying to shoot a video or if I have ideas, and just let myself know girl, it's okay. It ain't perfect and it's fine. Just do it. Just shoot it. I'm sick of having notebooks and documents of ideas and they sit there. I am really hoping everything the way I think it looks is actually how it is conveyed on screen. But I know that I'm probably not going to do the editing because that's a whole other thing. I'm going to get it to someone else, hopefully. It's important to be able to pinpoint things from your past or things that are in your life that are contributing to your fear of being seen. Because once you can pinpoint them, you call them out, and then you say, F it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, that is the point one of where it comes from. I personally know from firsthand experience what it's like to let that fear take over my life and look back and be like, dang, I wish I did that. I really just missed an opportunity, or I could have been so much further. So the impact of the fear, okay? Number one, missed opportunity. When I think about all the different programs I could have been a part of if I had my content together, when I think about the money I could be making from my content if I just kept going, even in the messiness when it wasn't perfect, when I think about that dream life that I could have had, or it could be there already versus it feeling like it's down the road in 10 years, it makes me sad. It makes me mad. I let this fear of being seen stop me from living my life. No one else is responsible for that but me. So just know that if you continue to let this fear of being seen stop you from moving forward, you're going to miss out on life, because you only get the one chance. You only get the one life that we know of. For all I know, we could have a million. But if you only get the one, don't let it pass you by. If you know you want to be the type of person who gets in certain rooms and can be able to say, I do this, I am this, and you can't say that because you ain't been working on your shit, then just know that you're letting that fear of being seen stop you. When it comes to money, when it comes to career, when it comes to whatever your dream version of yourself and your life is, keep that in mind. Keep letting the fear hold you back. You're gonna fuck around and find out, because everybody else is gonna be living their best life, not giving a fuck because they didn't let their fear stop them. Because trust me, everybody got fear in something. Everybody does. You need to make sure that you can get yourself back in check, so you can be the person and be living the life that you want for yourself. Do not let your fear and these other people on the outside dictate the rest of your life. We talk about missed opportunities, but what about missed people in your life because you didn't do the thing? If you didn't meet your best friend or your lover or whoever or your mentor, imagine you not meeting them because you didn't do the thing that you were supposed to do, that you were meant to do. Imagine me deciding, okay, I'm not going to shoot this video. Nobody sees it, which means anyone who had an opportunity from me doesn't see it, or somebody that it could have helped, they didn't see it. And now we are missing out on our blessing. Just know every time you let the fear win, you are missing out opportunities to make your life better and someone else's life better. Another thing when it comes to the impact of fear is we're stunting our own growth. I've started over so many times doing social media, making new profiles, new ideas. I'm always starting over. Because I'm constantly starting over and never getting to the middle or to the end, I'm stunting my own growth as opposed to just powering through whatever ideas I have and getting to the other side. Because if I had started doing this even just 6 months ago, my channel would be totally different. I would be different. The way I communicate to the audience would be different. I would learn so much about myself, about YouTube, about my audience if I had been doing this. And if I had not let fear consume me, I would be on a whole other level of growth. You letting the fear of being seen stunt your growth is unacceptable. And I never realized that that's what was happening. I was stunting my growth. Basically self-sabotaging myself because I was letting this fear affect me. Because if I had back in 2020, when the world shut down from COVID and everyone was going ham on social media because no one had anything else to do, I kind of stepped away. I wanted to get some space and distance and just focus on myself. But I'm like, what if I had focused on social media when everyone else did? A bitch would be so big right now. I would be out here in these streets. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. Sometimes after COVID, when I started to take it seriously again for the 10th time, was so focused on it looking a certain way, of course. I was so focused on doing what I saw another influencer do that I didn't focus on trying to find who I was in social media. My voice, what I wanted to put out there. So because I didn't move forward and move past that fear, I was starting my own growth as a creator, as an influencer, of my career, of my money, of my opportunities, just all the things. Let it be a lesson learned. Don't be like me. Okay? Be better. Learn from my mistake, learn from your own mistake, and don't let this fear of being seen impact your opportunities. Don't let it impact your growth, and don't let it impact your self-expression. Social media, I didn't realize how much of a vehicle it could be for self-expression. I was trying to express something that wasn't me. But the second I got to realize what was actually me, the game changed. Y'all see I'm in this video cussing because I cuss like a sailor. I do. And I felt like I had to be family friendly and picture perfect to be accepted into this world. That's not who I am. I'm blunt. I say things that's on my mind. I tend to keep it real with the people in my life. So why can't I do that on this video? I mean, I'm doing it right now. You're welcome. It took a minute. It really did take a minute. Me being fear of being seen has so limited my self-expression. I didn't know who I was for so long because of that. It stifled my creativity to the point where I just kept going in circles and I wasn't confident in who I was because of that. And when your creativity is stifled, it prevents you from sharing what's beautiful and amazing about you to the world. We have no idea when we are authentically ourselves. When I see people who are legit being authentic, it helps me be my authentic self. It helps me have no fear when I see that. So imagine if someone's seeing this video and they see me being authentic and fearless. It'll make them authentic and fearless, and being okay with who you are and who God made you to be and who you decided like you're okay with being. Because you think some of these like crazy people in media, politicians, whatever, like they are who they are. They don't give two fucks about who got a problem about it. It's like they don't care if they're liked. So you need to get on with your Trump and Elon Musk stuff, because clearly they don't care, okay? It's important to realize that your point of view matters. Your point of view can change the world. Your point of view can inspire someone else to be confident in their own point of view, or be confident in the opposite of yours. Do not let this fear of being seen stop you from contributing to the world like your best self. Your ideas, your aura, your vibes, your light, all of that. Like, you have no idea. There's someone who could be looking for you right now to help them. So again, we're not going to let the fear of being seen stifle our self-expression and our creativity. We done. It's over. Stop it. Period. So now that we know how the fear of being seen can really mess us up in life, can really affect our opportunities and our money and our self-expression, now we need to focus on how to get over this fear of being seen. Easier said than done. But it is possible, because I'm literally here doing it right now. The number one thing we need to do is acknowledge and validate, because you're human. You are human, and it is human to fear things. It is human to have flaws. It is human to be in your head. It's human to be scared. So one of the things that can help you not have power over you is to acknowledge it. It is okay to feel the fear. It's a common human experience. What's not okay is to let it ruin your life. The second thing we need to do to get over our fear is to have self-compassion. Don't know about y'all, but I'm very hard on myself. My therapist tells me this, and it hasn't gotten really that much better. I do try to give myself grace. That doesn't mean that I'm still not hard on myself on occasion. We need to emphasize the importance of being kind to ourselves. Acknowledge that we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. If you're living life as an adult, you make those mistakes, but you should be learning from those mistakes too, because there's nothing worse than keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. Because I've definitely done that. And I be looking at myself in the past. What is wrong with you? Are you stupid? Why do you keep making the same mistake? And not just me, when it comes to like people that I care about, because it's easier to see things on the outside, right? And I would look at friends and I'm like, why do you keep doing that? Like, stop it. Stop self-sabotaging yourself. Stop making the same mistakes. So although we all make the same mistakes, once we figure out that we're making the same mistake and how it's messing us up, we need to have a little bit more compassion for ourselves, okay? Give ourselves a little grace, and then just do better. Just make the conscious decision to do better. Another thing we need to do, guys, is seek support. So let this video be your support, okay? Hopefully you have supportive people in your life who can help you with these things of being the fear of being seen. Or you can look at more YouTube videos, because I initially got this idea from another creator. She had a video on this sometime last year, and it really stuck with me. I didn't realize that that's really what was going on with me until I also got feedback from family, friends, and therapists. So there are other videos out there, I'm sure. There's free resources out there if you need to talk to someone. But seek a support system, because we are all nothing without that. You know, get a hobby, join clubs and groups and things in real life, so you can start having a support system of people who are interested in doing the same thing that you're doing. To find your tribe. It is important to find your tribe. And once you do find that tribe, it's over, because you're like, oh, I'm not totally out here. I'm not totally weird. I'm not totally random. Like, there are other people who are just like me. So I do encourage you to find your tribe, because that is where you really thrive. Celebrate your progress. Like me, I'm probably gonna like eat a lot of cookies because I'm doing this video, and I've been saying I was gonna do a YouTube video and I hadn't done it. And then my coach was like, are you gonna do it? And I'm like, yeah, and I just didn't do it. And I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing this video, and I'm so proud of myself just having to celebrate me doing that. It's a big deal. Getting in front of you guys, talking, making sure not caring if I'm not concise, not caring if I sound ridiculous, or if I'm not pronouncing things correctly, or if, my dog's in the shot, which she was, and I got him out. But moving forward anyway, I'm extremely proud of myself. So it's important to celebrate your progress, and then tell your tribe about your progress so they can celebrate your progress. And then another thing that you can do is reframe the idea of being seen. For me, I don't know if it's better for me to convince myself that no one's going to see this video, therefore it doesn't matter what it looks like, versus me saying like, this is important because everyone's going to see this. In reality, no one's probably going to see this video. So it makes it a little easier, a little better for me to like just be out here and shooting. No one's going to see me, so I don't have this fear of being seen. Change your perspective of what that's like. Don't think of being seen as a threat, an opportunity that can open up your life to something completely different that you never thought was possible. Don't think of it as a threat. Think of it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to get better at posting YouTube videos. This is an opportunity for me to help someone. This is an opportunity for me to give myself a pat on the back. It's an opportunity. It's not a fear, it's not a threat. And lastly, visualize. I encourage you to visualize yourself being seen. And not just being seen, but what happens as a result of you being seen. I choose to visualize myself being seen and parlaying that into a brand deal. Parlaying that into getting monetized. Visualize me being seen and parlay that into finding my tribe. Being the best version of yourself as a result of you getting over that fear. All right, guys. So we've gone through this entire video talking about the fear of being seen, okay? We've talked about personal stories. We've talked about where it comes from, which is past experiences and perfection and cultural social pressure. We've talked about the impact of letting that fear win, right? Which is missed opportunities, stunted growth, and limited self-expression. And we've also talked about how to get over this fear of being seen. So we're gonna acknowledge and validate that fear. We're gonna focus on being self-compassionate. We're gonna focus on seeking a support system, seeking a tribe, seeking out your people, so you know that you are not alone. Also talked about celebrating the progress of doing the thing that you're afraid to do. So we've also talked about reframing being seen into something positive and something not a threat. And lastly, we've talked about visualizing what getting over that fear looks like and how it's going to get us to be wherever our dream is, whatever that is for you. Visualizing what it can mean for the rest of your life. That was a little recap of what we learned. I encourage viewers to let me know in the comments if you're going to be, the 1 or 2 people who watch this video. Let me know your experiences with being afraid of being seen. Or maybe you don't have that fear. Or maybe you've conquered that fear. Like, let me know so we can talk about it. And then maybe we can work on something so we can be accountable to each other. I challenge you to show up. I challenge you to do that YouTube video. Go find your support system. I challenge you to a baby step to get you to your goal. Thank you for letting me be seen. And thank you for letting me see you. So tune in next time. Thanks, you guys. Bye.